We live already.
We live.
We already live. Welcome to another edition of Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. I am Benjamin Dixon, joined by one of my we got everybody in the house. We got Marcus Farrell's coming in, and we got Mondell Robinson. How you doing, Mondell?
What's good, baby? You know, it's that date. It's Tuesday, man.
It's Tuesday. How many weeks we got before this election coming up?
Man, we got exactly 14 days before the election.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, for real.
Man.
If you haven't voted and your state has early voting, listen to what I'm telling you. Please go vote. You find out why it's important to you. I don't want to tell you this is the most important election. That sounds like hyperbole. I am telling you, this year is not just people on the ballot, democracy's on the ballot.
That's a fact.
Criminal justice reform is on the ballot. The ending of cash bail, the decriminalization of marijuana, expunging records associated with it. All of that's on the ballot. So screw the people. I'm telling you, these issues are on the ballot. Go vote.
That's what's up. Absolutely the fact. And how many people you said so far have early voted? Would you say 28 million people have already early voted?
Yeah, man. Yesterday it was like 27.5 million had already voted, bro, which is 20% of the entire 2016 voting population. So,
That's wild.
yeah. So all the people that turned out in 2016, 20% of them have already voted. But then, if you think about the states that's leading the way, it's real crazy. Like Texas, 43% of Texans have already voted.
43% of all Texans have voted.
43% of those who voted in 2016.
In 2016, yeah, of the normal size or the last size.
And I'm telling you, that's what I was talking about yesterday when I said it's going to be a crazy turnout this year. Crazy.
Bro, did you see Marcus slide up in here with that sweater, that vest, that thing popping? What's going on, man?
What's up, folks? How y'all doing?
Doing good,
Marcus
man.
Marcus need to go to detention.
Say again?
Marcus need to go to detention. He's late. Give him 3 demerits.
I know you not talking. I know you not talking out of everybody that on the show. You talk about late?
Yeah, when am I late?
Come on.
When am I late?
This morning. All right, good morning, everybody.
And his feelings already.
Listen. We can look at stats. I know you're a data guy. We can look at stats. Sorry about that clickbaity world. I'm sorry I'm a little late this morning. I actually worked out without a camera and I'm sore. So it kind of sucks really bad, but I can't be fat Marcus. I can only be hoodie Marcus and black Marcus, but I can't be fat Marcus. Listen, I do want to say something this morning.
What's up, man? What's on your mind?
Listen. I just read an article by Charles Ellison, my brother up in Baltimore.
Yeah.
CD Ellison, you can look at my Twitter account. I will post this link. But basically, he was talking about the hyperbole and the BS surrounding black male voters from 2016 and how only 13% of black male voters voted for Donald Trump in 2016, yet we all got labeled as the weakest link. Yeah, that's.
Hey, are we live on Facebook?
Yeah,
we live on.
Yeah, and
well, hang on, let me double check that because we certainly should be.
Go ahead, Mark.
Wait, damn it, make my point.
I said go ahead.
Yeah,
I want to make sure our point is heard on Facebook, though.
Go ahead, Marcus.
No, let's make sure we Facebook for Mondale.
No, we are live. I just saw it. We're live on Facebook.
Yeah, it's not showing up.
Well, hang on. Let's do this before you.
It's not just for me, Marcus. It's so people can hear your point of view, brother. We started on Facebook.
I got you. I'm gonna let you finish whatever you need to do, sir.
I'm looking at us now. We live.
We good?
Well, yeah, we live on Facebook.
All right. Hello, Facebook family. Facebook family, if you can see us, raise your hand.
Say amen.
Say amen. If you can see us, say amen.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Listen, this is what I want to say. Y'all know y'all tried to cancel all black men for 13% of black men who didn't want to vote for Hillary Clinton. I want to repeat that. Y'all tried to cancel all black men because 13% of us didn't want to vote for Hillary Clinton. Now, we all know that voting for Donald Trump was a mistake. But what's going on right now is that we got to stop acting like we are just separate entities as in blackness. We got to stop that bullshit. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of us acting like, black men are against black women and black women are against black men, and we create whole ass narratives around that bullshit. And clickbait usually doesn't go into the topic of sex and the battle of sexes, and I'm not doing that right now. But guess what? We black people. Black women can't survive without black men, and black men can't survive without black women. Y'all want to cancel me for that? Cancel me. So November 4th, no matter what happens, whoever takes their victory laps, because everybody's going to take their victory laps, don't allow a white person to create that narrative of what our victory lap is over. Our victory lap is for our community, not just for a certain segment of our community. Y'all got to stop that shit.
So I mean, I appreciate the passion Marcus is given around the issue of.
Mindell, can I ask you a question though, real quick before you go too far? How many colors do you have in your beanies? Because that's orange today. You had mauve yesterday.
Yeah, I got a lot, bro. I got a lot.
You got like what you got tomorrow? Because you got green.
Can't tell you about tomorrow. We gotta worry about today, man.
All right, we live in today. Go ahead. What you about to say?
No, I'm just saying. I don't even get into that argument. Like people talking about the 13% of brothers who or 14 or whatever percent of brothers who voted for Donald Trump, because it's that monolith idea that black people, while we do normally vote as a block, no one is complaining about the 45 or 54% of white men is split from the other portion of the white men, or the Latino brothers who vote 54 and 45, or the Asian brothers who split their votes. So I don't even get into that conversation, because it's more about how the Negroes are supposed to act, and I don't really want to have that argument with people. Furthermore, I also think it's people being ahistorical, because if you look at Republicans since the split, since black voters split and started voting Democrat, Donald Trump did worse than most Republican nominees for president, except for Mitt Romney and John McCain. So I'm not really, people get all up in arms or high about it, don't really know what the history is. So talking about the 13% is absolutely ridiculous to me, because it falls right in line to where black people vote for Republicans anyway. It's not like it's a new phenomenon, you know what I'm saying? And also canceling people because of the way they vote seems like a bad idea to me. I mean, especially since that person had no presidential election, no presidential record, right? Now, voting for Trump this year might get a little pushback from me, but still, I mean, it ain't, your vote is not a reason to be canceled, not for me. I don't understand black folk that will vote for a racist, so that ain't what it is. But I definitely.
Yeah, no, I mean, Mondale, you're right. Do I still sound crunchy black?
It sounds a little crunchy. I'm not sure what it sounds like. You got like a processor on it.
I'm sorry if I do.
But no, actually, whatever you just did now, it sounds better.
Yeah, I just changed angles.
Okay.
Yeah. No, actually, I pushed the button in. No, Mandela, I agree.
Much better.
Here's the thing, guys. On this show, in this life of mine, one thing that I'm not going to condone or allow is the objection and the non-protection of black women and the fake narrative for white people of black men. And that has happened too much for me. And we hardly have ever touched this subject, because I'm gonna tell you like this right here, America. Us starting Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap was on its head was a controversial thing to some people in the political game. When we ran the idea by people when we first started, people called us names. People said this, that, and the other. Why? Because we were just three black men having conversations. And that was the problem. We want to do so much to protect whiteness through bashing certain segments of blackness and if you're a straight black person and you hate LGBTQIA people, you need to stop that bullshit. If you're a straight black man and you don't have any respect for black women, you need to stop that bullshit. But if you were any segment of the black community and have a blind hatred for black men, fuck you too. Yeah, I said it. And that's where I'm at. Because all of us ain't out here for bad causes. Mondale out here trying to register folks to vote. Ben been
No,
out
Marcus, you know that.
not register folks to vote, but like we've been out here trying to do good work for years. And somehow and I'm sorry, I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of this so woke narrative that all black men are just some complete trash and need to be canceled. And you know what? Then kill your daddy. Hate your brother. Throw your kid off a bridge. And y'all, if I get canceled for this shit, then fuck it. I'll get canceled.
Here's my thing, man. Here's my thing. I don't disagree with you. Ain't nobody can cancel you, bro. Like, who could? First of all, let's start here. Who could cancel us? But they gonna stop listening to us? That's fine. Shit, we'll still make our money somewhere else. Like, we ain't making money on this now, so if they ain't paying our bills. Who could cancel us? Only way they can really cancel somebody is that they got the power over you to kill your platform. If they can't kill your platform, they can't cancel you. That's number one. Number two, bro, I feel what you're saying, and what I have made a concerted effort to do over the last 6 years of doing this work. It's just I ignored that. I don't even get, because it takes me to a place that I understand where you're coming from, like 100%. There's a lot of black male hate out there for sure, no question about it. And I don't engage in it because I just don't have the bandwidth for it, because it'll stress. It will cause me to stroke out a lot quicker than anything else. But you're right. It's a division that is sown into the black community, and it's got black men fighting against black women fighting against black men fighting against LGBTQ, and as if there aren't already, gay black men, plenty of gay black men out there, right? So it's just a divide and conquer tactic that's always been a part of American history. It's always been a tool and a tactic to divide us. And so my methodology has just been, I ain't even engaging in it. To matter of fact, today is my black woman's birthday. So I celebrate the black queen I got in my life, and we keep it, wait. It's
your wife's birthday?
It's my wife's birthday, yeah.
And she's an AKA?
And she's AKA, and
it's Kamala's birthday?
Yep, we just found that out this morning. It's Kamala's birthday as well. So shout out to my wife and to Kamala sharing the same birthday. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I have to expend my energy with my kids. Jeremiah, you're a little too loud, bud. But I have to expend my energy making sure that my black relationship is intact, right? So because it takes enough energy just making sure my black relationship is intact, I ain't got time for all the other people who want to put a dot on every I and cross every T and every mistake. Like 13% is not representative of the black men.
Ben, what happened to me this morning was I was in the gym, like getting my swole on, and this white girl comes up to me with I guess anti-black male talking points about this voting election, and I was like, where did you get this from? Like, where did you get this from? And she said Twitter. She literally just said, I got it from Twitter. And I was like, you need to stay your ass off of Twitter. And because the most important part about what I'm saying this morning is none of that shit y'all talking is driven by data. When more black women voted against Andrew Gillum in Florida than black men, you didn't see black men trying to start a doggone movement trying to cancel any sisters.
Say it clear though, Marcus. Tell them the number of brothers who voted against Stacey Abrams compared to the sisters who voted against Andrew Gillum, because that sets the picture.
Well, I'll let you do that, because I don't want to. I know you have the exact points, but I know that more brothers voted for Stacey than y'all. What was it 15% or was it
13% of sisters in Florida voted against Andrew Gillum, and 8% of brothers voted against Stacey Abrams. Right. It just shows you our community is not a monolith, man.
Yeah, our community is not a monolith, but that shit that they're talking about black male voters is not data driven. It's just not factual. And I've worked on way too many campaigns. Y'all forgot I was Stacey Abrams' deputy campaign manager. But wait, I thought that black men never supported black women. Man, fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. All right, let's change the topic, because I just, when the white girl walks up to me in the gym and starts telling me how horrible black men are when it comes down to voting. That's when I know that this shit has gone viral, and y'all need to cut that bullshit out.
I was arguing with a poster yesterday, and I told him, I was like, I basically said, I'm not gonna say his name because I'm just not gonna say his name. I was like, yo, stop talking about black men like that. An email came out from his company trying to say how conservative black men are, whatever. And he was like, my numbers are accurate. He's like, black women are 20 to 30 points more progressive than black men when it comes to issue of abortion, gun regulation, immigration reform. And he's like, black men oppose all those things. And I'm like, who are you talking to? Like, which brothers you talking to, and how are you having these conversations? What instrument are you using? Because I'm having different conversations. I don't. Brothers ain't against gun regulations. You just got to have a real conversation with them. You can't come at them with these one sentence answers, trying to get like, quick answers without diving into it. You know what I'm saying? A great example of this is the example I gave when I was down in when I was doing the Brothers Be Voting in Brunswick, Georgia, where Ahmaud Arbery was murdered. His best friend in the room, and also older black men. And these brothers asked for more. They wanted, what is it? How do they say it? Public safety. Now, in a national term, public safety means you want more cops on the street, blah, blah, blah. That's the exact opposite of what they was asking for when I dug deeper. But if you just left with that answer, then you'd think this was a conservative group of brothers. But in actuality, that's not what they was asking at all. So you asking brothers these one sentence questions for a poll ain't really gonna get you anything about what black men feel, especially when the people calling or texting them are white folk talking about, hi, how are you? Or you're in the room with mixed company, you ain't getting real black men anyway. You getting what they want you to hear because of the cameras on, and also because there's other people in the room. And that ain't how black men really communicate. I'm just being 100.
Yeah, Mondale, I want to give you a shout out for those roundtables. I will give myself a little pat on the back. I helped you out with a couple of them, but I want to give you a shout out for those roundtables, because those roundtables are probably one of America's first time actually first time in recent history, I'll say, listening to what black men have to say in 2020, and not approaching them in a transactional way. Which is hyper organic. Now you gotta stop calling me a politician whenever I show up at one of them, but still, it's.
I mean, but you know what I mean, though. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a political
it's still
philosophy and theory that's thought out, and that,
I've dealt with voters before, so you're absolutely right. But that's good work. So, but listen, I this was on my mind, and somehow the hoodie managed to stay in the closet, because I plan on having a productive conversation today. So with all that,
I'm gonna say this though, man. Don't you let no white woman come in here and throw our energy off no more, man. Stay out of the gym, first of all, because COVID-19. But whoever that heifer was, excuse me, but that's why I stay away from it. I stay away from it because it brings an energy and a vibe that it has to be addressed. It ain't an issue of addressing or not, but it's just like it is so cantankerous in it's poisonous, right? And we can't get rid of the poison unless we cut to the core of it. So we got to address it. But at the end of the day, it's poisonous, man. And it's always been in this country from day one, square one. The division of black families, the division of however you define your family. I don't care. None of my business how you define your family, right? But it has always been to pit black folks against black folks. And it ain't good enough just to have black women against black men. It's got to be the division of the African diaspora, right? If you're not born in America, it's just all the different ways that they want to divide and conquer us. And I hope in your professional own way that you do it, that you told her to get the hell on with all that mess this morning at the
actually,
gym.
she actually, had the reason why I was late this morning is because I had a decent conversation with her, and I said, and she said, okay, I'm sorry. Before I approach another black man, I'll do my research a little bit more.
There you go.
And that's why I was why I was a little late this morning. It was worth it though, because if you're willing to walk up to any one random black man who has an approachable face, I think I have an approachable face, then I don't want you. And you live in Atlanta.
What kind of energy is that for you to feel comfortable enough going up to a black man and saying, y'all the weakest link, like greater or lesser extent?
It's been so normalized on Twitter and social media that if you actually have a black homegirl or somebody who believes this and that's all they do day and night is spread BS around black men, right? Then the first one that you see with an approachable face, what you think you're gonna say? She walked up to me and said, "You better not be voting for Trump."
Oh, bruh. Yeah, yeah.
Why do you think that I'm voting for Trump?
Little did she know she was walking up.
Yeah. So exactly what makes you think that you were voting for Trump?
So she combined the powers of Karen and the powers of dividing the black community all in one exchange. So I feel where you coming from this morning, man. But man, like, hey, that's some wild stuff to have that kind of energy to come up to a random black man and say, you better not be voting for Trump.
The caucasity.
The caucasity, the pure and sheer caucasity, the Karenicity. The Karenicity is ridiculous. All right, that really makes me that puts it in context. Start with the story first. Start with the story first, man. Because that puts it in context. So just a random.
I came on here just cussing y'all out and just
you ain't cussing us out. I'm like, well, you went to bed like, so I didn't know. So I didn't know what happened, man. I figured you dreamt about this stuff at night, but then you told me some random Karen came up to you in the gym and asked you about you vote for Trump. It's 13% don't represent. It's nothing. I mean, you can't look at the black community. Here's the thing, like if we back it up a little bit, it's the fact that they need black folks. And when I say they, the Democratic Party need black folks to overperform, to show up and then to overwhelmingly vote for them in order for them to win. That ain't our fault. You know what I mean? That's y'all fault that y'all need us to perform at that level. So if 13% scares you, then you need to ask yourself the question, like, what do you need to do to get that other 13% instead of trying to shame the other that 13% that is not representative of the total black male population?
That's right. A real quick question, because I know we're going to change topics real quick, but I just want to say something. So what's up with all these white men sexually harassing their co-workers, and what's up with the guy?
Oh man, what was he from? What network was he
CNN,
from?
He's on CNN. He was like the legal analysis, the legal.
What is that guy name?
Yeah,
I want to get his
he's
name.
known, right? And him, and also there's another guy who got caught masturbating during a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, that's the guy I was thinking about. It is Jeffrey Toobin. Was on a Zoom meeting, and they actually had to correct it. He was doing a little bit more than just showing his stuff. I got kids in the background. I'll let y'all tell what he was really doing, but he was.
I gotta find the article real quick, but I mean, I figure since we're gonna start with Ratchet, I think a little bit of Ratchet and politics is gonna be a perfect.
We 20-30 minutes past Ratchet. We were trying to do that when you came up here and set the goddamn tornado off.
Marcus, come in. We're gonna start having. We're gonna start having a warm-up session. We're gonna warm up first and see. It's be like, okay, did any white woman come and harass you this morning? That's what we're gonna check in. The new morning check-in is, were you harassed by a white woman this morning? That's what we're gonna do. But this Jeffrey. No, I'm just. Hey, listen, bro. We gotta make sure that we all check in on our own mental health as a group to make sure we ain't got no demon spirits coming in, flying in, some sorcery coming in, trying to mess up the vibe.
So according to Yahoo News, a top U.S. legal analyst has been suspended by the New Yorker magazine after he exposed himself on a Zoom call. Jeffrey Toobin, 60 years old, also a prominent CNN commentator, has been in demand as a U.S. election campaign intensifies. The incident, Mr. Toobin said in a statement device, "I made an embarrassingly stupid mistake, believing that I was off camera." Yo, let me tell you something. You know how comfortable you got to be to masturbate on like during any meeting,
bro. But like, what was he doing it to? Like, who was he like was it? I don't understand. Like, there's time and a place, man. There's a time and a place. It ain't a Zoom call.
He said, "I believed I was not visible on Zoom." He told Vice, "I thought no one on the Zoom call could see me. I thought I had muted the Zoom video."
Well, that's twisted. That's twisted. Like that's next level, man. That's that. I don't even know what to say about that, man. But we led by some. There's some sick people in high places, man. Like what you do in the privacy of your own home is one thing, but Zoom is not the privacy of your home.
You know, I mean, I guess reporting nowadays you have to have a certain kind of, I don't know, certain finesse, a certain touch.
All right, real quick. Let me read a super chat real quick. We got our daily reparations from pitches and torches and pitchforks. He said thank us for bringing up Harlem Nights yesterday. He watched it last night, forgot how much of a classic it was. Here's his daily reparations. Thank you for that, torches and pitchforks. Also, I got a note from Manny Durham, said I need to steal Marcus's look. Tell him to talk about his stylist.
Oh, yeah. Well, first, I guess that's a compliment, and thank you very much for it. First off, I'm on the show with two very good-looking black men, so somehow I got to stand out. Therefore, I think about what I'm going to wear every single night before I show up to the show, because all Mondale got to do is wink, and all the women are,
That's
right.
That's true.
And Ben then got skinny Ben looking like $1,000,000. Nah, I just kind of go with what I feel, and I'm very confident in my manhood, and it's a positive. I'm gonna say like this: it's a non-toxic black vibe that I'm willing to do and try things with my clothing and my hats. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm from the hood. Like, I'm from a really poor neighborhood in Tallahassee, Florida, and you know we weren't used to having a lot of options for clothes. So, but I always dressed like a prep. Like, I was the guy in the V-neck and the bow tie in 11th grade going to class. That was me. Like, I intentionally dressed like a little geek. And I got picked on from some, but all the nerdy women like me.
Bro, how you get picked on at 6? How tall were you in high school? Like 6'9"?
I was 6'2.5", 6'3". Now, well, let me change that, because I also was a starting power forward for Tallahassee.
I'm just trying to say, but ain't nobody picking on you, man.
I was also the starting shooting guard and / power forward for my high school basketball team. So it wasn't like I was. Nobody was geeking out on me. I would get a couple of comments about, you know, hey, how come you got on that bow tie? But on the same token, like, they would also be like, hey, man, could you teach me how to tie a tie? So, you know what I mean? So, you know, eventually, and plus I was lazy. And if you dress really nice in my high school, you got better grades.
Infinite Content said we're gonna pause things and get all the jokes off on Tubin. I don't know. I can't do too many jokes as I would like to. I got the kids in the background, but I'll let you guys have it. I don't know if you got anything left in the barrel for that dude, because that's just buck wild. And somebody else said they dig the Carmen Sandiego style. They say you got the Carmen Sandiego vibe. The Arizona, like Carmen Sandiego's in Arizona. That's what I see there.
That's what's up, man. Where in the world is I mean some days we're gonna be where some days we're gonna be Where's Waldo. Like, some days we're gonna be Carmen, whatever.
All right. So what else is on the radar, man? All kind of stuff happening in politics and news and sports and just shenanigans and tomfoolery. What else y'all got on the radar?
So, you know, Kamala Harris went down to Florida and started campaigning in Florida during a rainstorm, man. And I gotta give. So she's growing on me. I still think those drones are going to be pink and green, but she's starting to grow on me during this presidential cycle. I wrote an article a couple of months ago about how I thought Stacey Abrams would have been a great vice president. And the Kamala stands like, and you know, the K-Hive came after me.
Yeah.
Came after me like no tomorrow. It still doesn't necessarily stop any version of criticism that I have for her, and I have for her coming November 4th. But when I look at the Biden administration as a whole, and when I look at who Biden is going to bring in as a whole, and I think about what Kamala is saying on the campaign trail, I think she's going to be the one that possibly holds down the blackness as more than anybody else around her, including some of her advisors. and some of his advisors and some of his some of his staffing, right? So I'm becoming a fan of her more. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop the accountability November 4th if their ticket wins, but she's starting to grow on me because I think she's getting a little bit more used to the talking points that satisfies and soothes Black communities, and it takes a little while to get there. And I think she's kind of crescendoing to that point. But on the same token, I'm still Marcus, and I know that could be a bunch of bullshit.
Well, we have to keep an eye on that for sure, because accountability is key. I mean, it's easy to grow on us. I'm echoing what you said. It's easy for Joe Biden to grow on me when the alternative is Donald Trump, right? When we see everything that this madman is doing to this country, I have no problem saying that Joe Biden has grown on me. That doesn't mean we're going to let up on the accountability whatsoever. Like, the truth is, I have greater expectations of people on my side of the debate. I have no expectations of Republicans, and so I do hold people that I give my vote. I hold them to a higher standard than somebody I didn't give my vote to. So whether he's grown on me or not, like you said, we still going to hold all of the asses accountable from November 4th all the way through the end of their first term. That's my thoughts. Have y'all been following the? Y'all know everybody know what PragerU is? Prager University. It is a far right wing propaganda machine. They put out videos all the time. They've hired Candace Owens. She does a news show on their platform, and they constantly put out videos that are undermining progressive movements, progressive causes. They try to give some type of validity to white supremacy in their indirect way. They're not like the alt-right, but they're the sanitized version of white supremacy wrapped up on YouTube. They get hundreds of millions of views every month. I mean, they're making money hand over foot. They've gone one step further. They're teachers who are now assigning students to watch their videos. And those videos, there's teachers in schools who are assigning students to watch their videos and to write summaries and what they learned. That PragerU is not an actual university. It is just labeled that for branding purposes. They have no accreditation of anything of the sort, but that's obviously a part of the propaganda to make it seem like what they're doing is just a matter of historical fact instead of a historical revisionism. And this is where we are. We're at the point now where we are having teachers assign students far right-wing propaganda for them to study a revisionist history of America. I don't know if y'all heard about that, but if you haven't, I just want to see what you think about the state that we're in, where teachers are assigning propaganda in classrooms. Besides the fact that they've been doing that for years.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you clarified, because I was about to remind your ass that my entire education in this country is propaganda for the most part. I grew up thinking Fidel Castro was an enemy, when in actuality, it wasn't until Nelson Mandela was free and told the truth to America about Fidel Castro, and then started doing research, realizing how many Black people were saved, were still living a healthy life right now because of Fidel Castro. I mean, PragerU, it just reminds you that, when I see that they got over 4 billion views, and they got podcasts, and also, and I didn't say million, I said billion, podcasts and TV shows. I mean, it just reminds me that the ingenuity and also the energy of white supremacy is a real thing, not going anywhere anytime soon. And this is just a continuation of America. So much so that I think one of the biggest shows up there is called like the Fireside Chat or something like that. So, I mean, like, if you think about what the Fireside Chat is supposed to be, like this common conversation, usually with the elder telling, about history, and also it's kind of like the griot, right, in our community. So it is there. I mean, I'm not happy that it exists. I am glad it's on the internet so folks can see how serious this shit is, and how far they're willing to go with that craziness. I mean, like, it's these are the same people who believe that the Confederate is about history. You know what I'm saying? As if Nazi isn't German history. They don't celebrate it though. You know what I'm saying? It's just at me,
right,
at the Black person, that you still can celebrate your racist history and be okay with it. And the world until 2020 don't make you take down the flag that represents that hate. So I mean, this PragerU is just an extension, well, I would say America Online. You know what I mean? That's all it is to me. I'm not surprised at all. And that blackface that's over there, well, that makes sense too, because we've seen them in history as well.
Mm.
But I mean, that's me speaking on your topic. What I've been watching is how serious the Supreme Court nominee situation just got, and how real it hit home for me because I don't know if y'all saw this, but the Supreme Court after deliberated for 2.5 weeks on what they were going to do about Pennsylvania. The Republicans brought charges because Pennsylvania was going to allow ballots to count if they received them up to 3 days after the election. So we won, but the only reason we won is because the vote was 4-4. John Roberts joined the Democratic appointed nominees, and everybody Donald Trump appointed, of course, with the other conservatives on the court, Thomas Black ass, voted with the Republicans who brought charges against the idea that something being mailed on election day is not enough, and they can have need 3 days in the mail to get there. Especially since it's illegal for Pennsylvania to start counting votes until election day. So it's not like they're going to be done counting votes on election night anyway, when there's already, 2.7 million, I think, Pennsylvanians who requested ballots. So that is scary to me because next week there's going to be a confirmation hearing for Amy Barrett, and we know how conservative her views are and how dangerous this can mean. So if this no-brainer of a case was split down like 4-4, then we already know what's going to happen when there's a real issue, i.e. abortion. Roe v. Wade is brought to the court. We know how it's going to happen. We may see a new America where the court is so conservative that we may need to think about this idea of stacking courts. I mean, I already been thinking about it. I've been saying we need to put more justices on the court and we need to shorten their term because you shouldn't be 2 or 3 generations removed from the majority of the population. And these motherfuckers are older than, they're old. Some of them are they're older. I think great grandkids can be voters right now. So that's a no-go for me.
Hey, first off, Mondale, well said, brother. I heard the opinion out of the Supreme Court, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together like you just did. So thank you for kind of bringing me back to how important that vote is, man. Like, that's real. Like, thank you. Secondly is I'm going to be a little bit more optimistic about the Supreme Court. I think the Supreme Court is going to be packed. I think Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Biden administration are going to push for many, many more justices on the Supreme Court. They might not say so right now because, whenever a Republican owns a talking point, we get scared of it, right? And Republicans have mastered packing the Supreme Court is bad. Meanwhile, they're packing all of the courts. But I believe that they will pack the courts. And here's why I believe that. Because white women get abortions. That's all. White women get abortions. And if white women are pissed off about something, shit changes in America. This is not 1950. I'm talking about current America, right? If white women if it was just black women getting abortions and people of color getting abortions, it wouldn't be an issue. But Joe Biden has some serious white women donors that give him lots and lots and lots of money. And their number one issue has been for years, not killing black people, police killing black people, not Wall Street running unregulated, but abortions. So let me tell you something. Since white women get abortions, the courts will be packed.
I think it's more than abortion. We say abortion, but to me, Roe v. Wade is more about like liberty and who controls a woman's body. And also, if you think about federal fundings and how they've cut federal funding so much to Planned Parenthood, it definitely affects black women beyond abortions. Because if you think about at Planned Parenthood clinics, less than a third of what they do is abortion. Most of it is just they're being providers for black and brown women who have no other providers and no other insurance. So there are places now where people got to go in the South, where people got to drive to different states because they closed all but one or all Planned Parenthood clinics. And that is a tragedy that is directly linked to the attacking of Roe v. Wade at the state level. So imagine when at the federal level, Roe v. Wade is taken away. We may, unfortunately, and that's scary as hell to me, we may see a Planned Parenthood revision where there's no clinics, or there's only 1 or 2, or regional clinic, which is scary as hell when you're thinking about a woman's health she needs to drive 5 and 6 hours just to get where she needs. That is scary.
I mean, personally, I would like to see a reversal of you know, companies being allowed to act as citizens.
Citizens United.
Out Citizens United. Personally, I think that's the main one that probably will help out or change America for the most. I also think that if we get a court decision on the truth in media, what was the 1988 bill? That was the 89 bill that reversed media having to tell the truth. What was it?
Was it 89? I thought it was reversed underneath Bill Clinton, but I know which one you're talking about. Let me look it up real quick.
That right there needs to be reversed. I'm sorry, I'm not nuanced. I'm kind of using the sledgehammer. Meanwhile, Mondale and Benjamin are surgical with their shit this morning. But I'm just
and I'm just trying to make sure I'm going for the right one. This is Bill Clinton.
Right.
Truth
but yeah, you're absolutely right, Mondale. The ACA is their galvanizing point. But they're going to try to do everything in their power. I just hope that, the Democrats actually have hardcore beliefs on this and we don't, turn over like we always do with every single thing that happens whenever we're in power, right? And that Nancy Pelosi lady, man, she's the main one. Like, I sometimes Nancy's hardcore and sometimes Nancy acts like a pure Republican, man. And we just need to figure out who we have. Hence our conversation yesterday about like dying off, or not dying off, but retiring. Right?
Dying off is good too.
Yeah, like these guys need to retire so we can have more progressive folks in here.
That's the truth, man. Like I want to circle back. I want to dovetail what you just said in terms of whether or not they're going to pack the courts. If they don't pack the courts, if they win, they have the House, the Senate, as well as the White House, and they allow a conservative majority to stay on that bench that was an illegitimate conservative majority, right? They would have. I think they're going to destroy their base. And when I say their base, I'm talking about the progressives. I'm talking about the white women that you talked about. Right? The women in general, all these women who have poured millions of dollars into this party for years with the belief that this party is fighting on their behalf. I just don't see how they can allow a conservative majority to stay on that bench that was taken illegitimately and not pack the court and expect to come out unscathed. I think that would be, they could win in 2020 and lose going forward in perpetuity if they don't make the right move on this court. That's just my thinking.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to what I said yesterday about the first 100 days being more progressive than any of us believe. I just see it. I'm telling you, I got a feeling. It's a good feeling, and I'm excited about that. I also, I'll just say that I think the first 100 days are going to be more progressive than anybody believes, especially if we take the Senate too. I'm thinking the Senate will be lost because Georgia is being set up to be two Democratic senators. I don't know, so I'm excited, but I'm also cautious. So, but just seeing the numbers in Georgia, Texas, and the demographics of those who are voting, 2-1 being outperformed by. So I'm excited.
Tennessee, man, Tennessee looks amazing also right now. The turnout in Tennessee is stupid. Like places that, I mean, there's a map that somebody created. I saw on Twitter last night about like 2016 turnout versus 2020 turnout. And I mean, first, listen, I'm not sitting up here, I'm not going to sit up here and say we got it in the bag. But it looks a whole lot different this time around than it did in 2016, right? And also, y'all ain't going to blame black people. Can't do that this time.
Nah, bro. That's why I do what I'm doing, right? What I do with my stream every night. I damn near, it's painful, but they ain't gonna blame me. Win, lose, or draw, they ain't gonna blame me for our leftists or black folks, because we have done our part in 2020 to push out the fascists that this establishment is responsible for getting in there in the first place. But I had no idea what that Tennessee was doing. I just looked it up. Tennessee has is up 52% from 2016 in early voting and up 87% from 2012 in early voting.
We're
They
gonna
are
see some surprises.
shattering records. That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
That's
all
off the
over,
chain.
all over. That's huge because Tennessee's already a high voting state, somewhere in the 70s. So I'm
Wow.
super excited about that. Anyway, so that part.
Shout out, Marquita Bradshaw. Shout out. No matter how you feel, she's the Democrat running. Hope she does well.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nah, shoot. At this point, listen, like you said yesterday, Marcus. At this point, we gonna get them in.
That's the shit I'm talking about. Ice Cube just retweeted a video, or he last night retweeted a video comparing Joe Biden to Hitler. I'm trying to tell y'all that like there's a tactic going on. People be like, oh well, he just took the black plan to bro. Like, this is in line with him and that damn ADOS movement, just to show. And I'm feeling like it this morning, ADOS. So please come for me. So it's just ridiculous, bro. Like this is what I'm trying to tell people. Like, oh, get a brother the benefit of the doubt, blah blah blah. I'm like, man, guy, everything he did was tactical. He didn't just. I mean, like, it came out a few days ago that he retweeted this. He retweeted it more than a couple of days ago. So this is him being consistent now, lying, trying to backtrack on all these TV shows and lie about, oh well, you know, I'm trying to take it to two people. I'm trying to see what both people got to say.
Can I just say one other thing though also about this? I know this has got nothing to do with electoral politics, but Ice Cube, you ain't no thug, man. Come on, let's just keep it real. You multi-millionaire, probably you living in the height of luxury. You've been Disney dad longer than I've been Disney dad, and you out here trying to sell this image of you thoroughly black while you're doing the bidding of white supremacy.
Right.
On TV, on black media, trying to present yourself like a thug, bro. We see through all of that. He
never was a thug. It was Eazy-E's story he was telling. Eazy-E just couldn't write raps.
Real quick.
Boy.
Not going Hoodie Marcus. Just real quick. It don't matter because 24 years from now, he can run for president and we can vote for him and say stuff like, those were different times.
Okay. But at this present moment, we got a fascist to get out the White House.
Right.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. Ice Cube is wrong for all his shenanigans, right? But we better take the same type, and I know this show is, but I want America to have the same type of energy that they have for Ice Cube and 50 Cent and all these entertainers when Joe Biden gets elected and doesn't pass a bill for black folks doing their work. Y'all keep that we have to keep the same exact energy that we have for our black folks that are fucking up right now. We have to have the same exact energy for white politicians and not give them passes because famous black people have their back on the opposite side. That's all I'm saying.
But Mundell hit on something. It's a little bit more insidious because it's not. He ain't out there for black folks. I don't believe Ice Cube is out there for black folks. I believe Ice Cube is out there for himself. Wait, hang on. Let me make this point real quick. He's out there for himself, and what he's doing is actually detrimental to black folks. He's just wrapping it in his persona as a legend in the black community, which is BS anyway. So what I'm saying is what he's doing right now is listen. We can continuously hold and should continuously hold Joe Biden for responsible for everything that he did negative to the black community. What I'm saying is what Ice Cube is doing right now is trying to wrap something that looks like it's good for the black community, but in actuality, he is serving a role to try to neutralize the black vote right now, presently in 2020.
I don't disagree with you, Ben. Like, I'm not disagreeing with you. What I am saying is I'm taking a 50,000-foot view. Yes, it's very disingenuous for him to try to subvert the black vote. And I think at this point, even though Hoodie Marcus might disagree with me, I think at this point that he is doing a lot more damage than he is good, and he should probably sit down somewhere. Same thing with 50, right? But on the same token, the visceralness that we have for white politicians and their gatekeepers, and not us on this show, but I'm talking about in society in general, that we don't have the same amount of visceralness that we have for Ice Cube and 50 as we do for the folks who are allowing the continuous non-attention, the continuous intentional ignoring of the Black community by real ass policymakers. We're talking about a difference of people who rap and sing and tap dance and do all the shenanigans for money in comparison to niggas whose job it is. Their job is to actually change things for our community, and we don't say anything when they roll their gatekeepers out. I'm not talking about this show again, or you, Ben, or you, Mondale. I'm talking about Black society in general. We'll go and cancel a Black person in a heartbeat, right? But when we have the power and we're close to the power, we let them shuck and duck and jive and do everything to protect these non-policy making people from doing anything for us. And we need to have the same exact energy for these people. That's all I'm saying.
I think the Black community holds people accountable.
Man, no, we don't. I don't think so, man.
If Black Marcus, I literally sat for 8 minutes, brother. Just give me a second, all right? Let me get my point out. I reject the idea that Black people don't hold elected officials accountable. I think what happens though is people talk about like Black people or the badness or the harm of purity politics, but Black people long ago gave up on purity politics because we wouldn't have any politicians that we gave a damn about for the most part. So I think the way that Black people forgive is they do that Benjamin Franklin close, pluses or minus. And the way I know Black people hold people accountable is the majority of us ain't going out there and vote for Republicans, or a large swath of us aren't voting for Republicans. And that's a form of accountability, because there's no way I'm gonna vote for that party when they do what they do as it pertains to voter suppression, the policies they pass, the people that support them, the way they won't reject white supremacy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And also the harm they do at not just at the state level, selling out state prisons to private entities so as to lock up Black bodies for financial gain. I also read, for the most part, we just looking at the voters. If you couple those who don't vote with those who don't vote regularly, we're talking about a majority of Black people not participating in electoral politics, and I feel like that too is a scream at I don't play your politics the way you want to serve it to me. And I think we have to acknowledge that as a rejection of the status quo, which means that Black people then are being accountable or saying that this is not worth me taking time from doing something that is about my livelihood to participate in. And that too is that too has to be acknowledged as a protest, just like breaking tools during slavery was a protest that they didn't talk about a lot, or working slower. So
I feel that I just think there's a difference between cancer and a bullet wound to the chest. And to me, the Democratic Party's role in the Black community, ignoring the Black community, is a part of the same white supremacist cancer that has been here in this country that we've been trying to fight against since slavery. Donald Trump is a bullet wound to the chest in that how many Black folks have died from disproportionately so from COVID-19? How many of us are like in a situation now specifically because of Donald Trump? How many of us are losing our right to vote going forward? Like that's everybody. It ain't just the Black community, but he's infringing on everybody's rights going forward. So I see the Democratic Party's role in this country as a cancer that has to be addressed. I see with Donald Trump, the threat that he poses as a bullet wound to the chest. Now, when you get a clown ass nigga like Ice Cube running on the scene talking about, hey, don't pay no attention to that bullet wound. Matter of fact, I'm working with that bullet wound in your chest. I'm working with that cat. And not to mention, I'm getting money from his dude, Steve Bannon. Not to mention now, I'm portraying like I'm out here to help you. I'm running up to the scene at the last second, acting like I'm gonna help you survive. Black folks, I'm out here to help you survive. And he's out there putting his finger in the bullet wound. Yeah, we got to address the cancer, man, but we dying out here. We are literally dying in a new paradigm. This what we got going on with Donald Trump is new in terms of American history. And this clown is out here undermining it specifically in the Black vote, using the insidious process that they have mastered since 2016. I think they've mastered it a long time ago, but it is the way of getting Black folks to self-disenfranchise, That has been one of the number one tools. And everybody's like, oh, your vote don't count. Your vote don't count. These cats are out here burning ballots, right? Your vote is so important to them that they're now burning ballots. They're throwing torches inside of the ballot box, burning them. They're putting out fake ballot box collection boxes in California. That's how important it is. And you got this clown Ice Cube out here saying, well, ain't nobody do nothing. Hey, I get it. There's a cancer that we have to address. But you know what? He's coming in at the last second, the last quarter with a clown ass plan, with a clown ass dude who think he a thug and he really ain't about that life no more. All he's doing is looking out for his own personal financial interests. And I got a serious problem with it because people like you, Marcus, people like Mundell, people like me, we have to confront that all the time. Self-disenfranchisement is the most intoxicating method of getting Black people to not vote, especially in the most critical time that we got. I hate calling it the most critical election, but I don't know if there's an election more important than right now. And here Ice Cube, 50 cents, and to a greater or lesser extent, I mean, I don't know how much I could throw Diddy in that because he tried to come out endorsing Joe Biden at first. I don't know where y'all think he falls in that equation, but for sure, 50 Cent and Ice Cube are really exacerbating that problem of self-disenfranchisement.
We talking about who gonna kill us the fastest.
Yeah, no, but I mean, we're talking about what you can survive. What you can survive and what you can't survive.
Hold on.
Bullet won't kill you in 5 minutes.
Hold on, Ben. We talking about who can kill us the fastest. If I fuck around and bring up the crime bill right now, then everybody's gonna be looking at me sideways, right? But we talking about who gonna kill us the fastest. Now, follow what I'm saying. I'm not done. Follow what I'm saying.
That's why I raised my hand.
I'm not disagreeing with you that there's toxic ways about these guys who are coming up, and as you use the analogy of a bullet versus cancer, right? But here's my thing, and we're talking about timing, Coach. We're talking about timing. We're talking about what time do you put in your best basketball player off the bench, your best six man.
He ain't even the best, but I feel you. I feel you.
You dig what I'm saying? It's just timing, right? And here's the thing: I would have a disingenuous argument if I sat up here and said to myself that Jim Clyburn in the primary canceling any chances of Bernie Sanders winning. And I'm not sitting up here saying Bernie Sanders is the savior, but like literally dropping an endorsement to consolidate South Carolina voters, Black voters for Joe Biden at the last second. And even though it's Biden, it's still us having a extremely hard time supporting, I guess, policies that either slowly kill us or kill us fast. I'm not disagreeing with you about the disingenuous nature, but on the same token, we got to have real conversations about what folks are doing on both sides of the house. We're talking about timing right now. We're talking about whether it's convenient or inconvenient, because this conversation in January, the same exact conversation in January, don't mean shit.
So let me say something.
I'm not finished, Mondale. I'm not finished. The same.
You took a big breath. I thought you
took a big breath.
Doesn't mean shit. In comparison to right now, when we're trying to turn out voters and make sure that Black people actually get their booty to the poll, it does mean a little bit different. But it's just an inconvenient conversation. It's not a pretty one, but it's an inconvenient one. But it's still truthful.
It's disingenuous as hell.
Bullets kill.
I'm sorry, Ice Cube's conversation ain't real when you put in the context of the plan he presented, the motivation behind what he presented, the timing of what he presented. It ain't about nothing, man. It ain't genuine. Because I tell you what, where was he? Genuine? I want to see Ice Cube in January. Because check me out. What's genuine is the role that he's playing to fuel. Overall, you asked me a question. I'm gonna answer it. You said what's genuine?
Yeah, overall, all policy, all conversations about Black community, overall, what's genuine?
I don't understand your question. I'm not trying to be funny.
No,
overall,
what I'm saying is in general, right? With the connotation and the history that you know and you're well educated on, overall, what's a genuine policy for Black people in America?
reparations to start, but we ain't talking. We talking about specifically, and I don't even know if that answers your question, but I'm trying to make sure I understand your question before I answer it. But we talking about specifically the timing and the motivation behind what he's doing. I don't disagree with you about Jim Clyburn, right? We clown him on this show, and we looking for somebody to primary his ass, right? We ain't playing around with Jim Clyburn or anybody else, but you cannot compare what this guy is doing in this moment to completely pave the pathway in his own way. I'm tired of people trying to tell me that they care about the black community when what they're doing, what he is specifically doing is trying to get us to self-disenfranchise. He is playing his role to depress the vote in a way that I've seen done so many times in so many ways. And the timing absolutely matters. We're not just talking about killing us. We're not talking about rhetorical. We're not talking about, we're talking about literal death. I'm talking about literal death. Donald Trump is a literal threat to our actual lives, not our material condition, not our amount of freedom and liberty, not our right. All those things are important and significant, but we're talking about actual death. And to have a cat come in at the last second and try to and do his role, using his position in the black community, right? Ice Cube is leveraging his position in the black community on behalf of a fascist, whereas Jim Clyburn used his position in the black community on behalf of a neoliberal. I'm sorry, I see a distinct difference between those two.
It's also worth noting that ain't bigger than that. Bernie didn't want to invest. Bernie didn't put people in South Carolina until 2 weeks before that primary. So black people ain't just because you're a progressive or say you're a progressive, black people ain't into learning new white people at the last minute. They already know Joe Biden. He had a whole team down there. So yes, it got something to do with Jim Clyburn saying what he said and endorsing Biden, but it also got something to do with Negro, where you been in my community. That transactional nature. Bernie came in there 2-3 weeks before the damn election. He put all his people, hundreds of people on the ground in Iowa, so as to win that state that does not represent a state that's going to vote for him in the general election had he made it to the general election, over what could have happened in the South. So that idea that the only reason black people turned against Bernie was his policies, I reject that. Bernie didn't make the case for his policies to black South Carolinians, which gave Jim Clyburn an opportunity to play kingmaker. When in actuality, it probably was Bernie who played kingmaker for Joe Biden by being absent. And everybody knows, in space where there's no leadership, Joe leadership pull up. You like that? Joe leadership pull up. So I'm just telling y'all, like, it may not be. I think it's wrong to say that black people reject progressive policies and Bernie Sanders. It's just that black people didn't get to meet Bernie Sanders like the way that they did Joe Biden. You got 8 years of Barack Obama and also all of this time that he spent in that state campaigning. Joe didn't go to Iowa like they did. They all ran to Iowa with hundreds of votes. Joe Biden sat back and lost all those elections, right? But his team in the South was ready, because when they came to the South, Joe had organizers all over the South. Say what you want to, the VP had teams all over the South, and it showed up on election day, on the primary election.
I wrote a whole article on that, so I agree with that, Mondale. And actually use some of your stats that you gave me to write my article in the Root. I mean, not the Root, but the Griot. So I agree completely with that. I think we're having the same argument, just different timing, right? Because if we talk about disenfranchising voters, I mean, the work that the brothers down there in Florida, Desmond, is doing, where he got 400,000 people the opportunity to vote again in the state of Florida. That's dope, but he wouldn't necessarily have to do that unless the crime bill wasn't enacted so hard. But I digress.
Yeah, but I would argue that it wasn't the crime bill that did that. I would say it was Reagan's war on crime.
I guess
that shit started with the Reagan's war on crime.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, we all have a role in it. Eventually, we're going to look back on this election as history.
You know what? I don't.
We're going to look back at this whole election as a historical thing that happened, right? And if we're trying to peg a level of who did worse for us and the fucked over Olympics for black people, right? Ice Cube, with his shenanigans a couple of weeks before an election, right? is never, ever, ever, ever going to do more damage than a whole ass system of people who have protected people who fucked us over. That's a
with
fact.
an exception, with a major exception.
If he causes black people to sit at home or not
And
vote,
Donald Trump
and we get
and
4
Donald
more years
Trump
Donald
wins,
Trump, if he get
But
4
I
more
mean,
years Donald Trump,
but Mondale,
it's gonna make the 94 crime bill look like a
you
walk
and
in the
Ben
park.
both say the same thing all the time to me. And I agree because I've been one of these people. There's so many people out here working and fighting that shit ain't gonna happen because we killed disinformation.
But that should make you even more upset, man.
If we are talking about having a genuine argument about like who's doing damage, yeah. First off, Negroes, I voted for Biden already. I'm a black man who voted for Biden already. He got my vote. But we're gonna have a real conversation about like overall, like this is gonna be history one day. This is gonna be history. This is going to be history one day, gentlemen.
Yeah,
and when it's history and it's written in the annals, we can talk about who fucked us over, right? But I mean, listen, I'm not sitting up here saying that Biden is on some king shit. I'm not sitting up here saying that Ice Cube is right. What I'm saying is there's a lot of fingers to point at right now. There's a lot of fingers, and we wouldn't have to point some of these fingers if some shit wasn't done in the past.
Bro, Ice Cube put out a fucking fake contract with Black America and working with Trump on a platinum plan, which is racist in his name any fucking way, which is nothing, a big ass nothing burger. And on top of that, everything in his contract for Black America is already a bill that's proposed by the same people that are elected officials.
Talk about
this man wanted to center himself is he didn't go to one black elected official. He went to two white old men. If you try to make a contract with Black America, even if you ain't gonna include the black folk doing the work, why you ain't take this shit to black electeds?
Agreed. Listen, I agree with that. I guess my only response to that is what contract with Black America has been official, has been real.
I think the movement for Black Lives has a one, and you know that ain't my cup of tea. But I bet I ain't got nothing negative to say about that plan. It is so.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in here before I like spaz out because the thing is we talking about genuine arguments. When we talk about the 94 crime bill, I could talk about the 94 crime bill from the left and criticize Joe Biden. There's not a single motherfucker on this planet who can talk about the crime bill from the right because they want more. They want more damage. We're talking about the president. We bring it to 2020. Let's get out of 94, bring it to 2020. We're talking about a man who is all about law and order, who's all about suppressing us in the streets, who's all about putting agents on the street who don't even identify themselves and just kidnapping people off the streets, right? We're talking about a man who told police officers in New York to rough us up, right? We're talking about current and present, a clear and present danger right now, right? So if we can still criticize Joe Biden about the 94 crime bill, but in terms of having a genuine conversation, there's not a person who's to the right of Joe Biden who we should even entertain with the conversation about the 94 crime bill. If you ask me in the primaries about the 94 crime bill, let's rip them apart. If you ask me in the general against the Republican Party, who would be more than happy to see all of our black asses who are not stepping to fetch it like Candace Owens locked up in jail, there's not a genuine conversation to be had. Therefore, Ice Cube and his ignorant self, not understanding that nuance, is now in bed with the very man who will see all of us right now presently put in jail, not back in 94. Criticize him for 94, absolutely. Historical context, he has the capacity and the reach to actually influence people to self-disenfranchise. Now, people are working against it. You absolutely right. And I think those are the people who should be the most upset at Ice Cube. You know why? Because he's counteracting all of y'all efforts with a couple of tweets because he's a celebrity. He's using the power of his influence to undermine y'all work that y'all been. And I say y'all because I'm not the one organizing the streets. I do media. That would be like me having the reach of 10 million people coming out here and saying, I'm going to enact a plan, undermining the work of all the people. So the people who should be the most upset at Ice Cube are the people who've been on the ground trying to make sure that we get rid of the clear and present threat. We are talking about, I don't even believe that we're talking about who's killing us fastest. We're talking about a man who really would literally don't care if we die today from COVID-19, and he's creating conditions that are killing us, and black and brown people are disproportionately dying from it. And Ice Cube does not have the wherewithal to actually, or even the intention because he has the wherewithal. He's got the connections. He's got the resources. He could have done this the right way if he actually cared about black people. And I feel like he has the capacity to actually undermine this election because of his reach, because we're talking about an election of inches, of margins. If they could shave off, and this is the Democratic Party, and I'll be done. It's the Democratic Party fault that they depend on us so much. Yeah, but they know, Donald Trump knows, they have put everything they could into shaving off a percentage point or two from the black community. They have been working on that since 2016. And now here comes their latest edition in it with Ice Cube. And I'm sorry, I just see it for what it is.
Before 2016.
Yeah.
If a tweet from Ice Cube can make, if a retweet from Ice Cube can lose us an election with all the shit that Donald Trump has done, if a tweet from Ice Cube can swing the election for Donald Trump, then the Democratic Party ain't on their job.
It wasn't one straw. It was just that straw.
I'm just saying, like, come on, like, Ben, you're right. But like, I mean, a tweet from a celebrity swinging an election.
Bro,
it wasn't a tweet from a celebrity. It was a tweet from the presidential campaign saying the celebrity was working on their plan for black people. It's more nuanced than that, Marcus. And what happens is Ice Cube says it, then all of the black Republicans over there that are shucking and jiving get to go out and be like, see, the maker of Hollywood's Black Hood, Ice Cube himself supports this plan.
Yeah,
it got legs that way.
I feel where y'all coming from. I don't disagree. I think he's putting a lot of energy into this guy when, like, to be honest with you.
I mean, he tweeted out something comparing Joe Biden to Hitler, bro. Like, that's up in the ante.
Yeah, that's bogus as hell. But like, on the same token, that shit is timing.
Wait, no. On time.
You know what? Hold on, Ben.
Let me ask you. What happened to your microphone?
Out of respect.
Your microphone.
Oh, out of respect.
You sound like a cartoon character.
Yeah, you sound like on a cell phone.
Ben, no, check.
Yeah, I mean, we can hear you, but it just sounds like you on a rotary phone. That's exactly.
Basically.
That microphone is actually out. That one that you talked about.
That one ain't working. The one in front of you ain't working.
Hit it again.
I'll change it. Give me a second. Y'all continue.
How much time are we in now?
We're in the time.
We're just an hour in. Yeah, we're an hour in. Well, that was a fast.
No. It's 9:30.
Oh yeah, no, hour 15 in. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna read some of his comments. Let's see what we got over here. So, a lot of happy birthdays for your wife on Facebook, brother.
Oh, thank you, everybody. Hey, babe, everybody on Facebook and YouTube, I'm wishing you a happy birthday.
Yeah, so Keith Paul said he disagreed with my statement. I guess is my statement. Iowa has voted for Democratic nominee for president in recent history. Where has South Carolina? So I'm so glad you said that, Keith, because this shows me like the nuance that America does not have as it pertains to politics and what make people vote. Let me explain to you why Iowa has voted for a Democratic nominee and what the cost to get Iowa to vote for a Democratic nominee. And I don't think that's happened every election either. But anyway, let me explain to you. Voting is a habit that's formed by resources spent on it. Every 4 years, the Democratic Party spends hundreds of millions of dollars in Iowa, hiring people, building infrastructure. So the political vote in Iowa is more, it's a stronger infrastructure because of the Democratic Party investing in that state. Having Iowa as the first primary for the past 40 years gives them months and months, sometimes years of political creatures being in their state, trying to organize community. Whereas South Carolina gets 3 or 4 weeks of that attention, right? So you want to know why Democrats in South Carolina don't vote for the presidential nominee? It's because of the lack of infrastructure, building, and investment on the Democratic Party. Them choosing Midwestern white people over black people, because the demographics of South Carolina tells you that the Democratic base is more in South Carolina than it is in Iowa. Iowa represents a white America that has not voted for Democrats. White America that has not voted for Democrats in over 40 years and national elections. Buddy.
Test it out real quick, Marcus.
Mic check, 1, 2, mic check.
Check your input. Yeah, it sounds like your whole audio input switched on Zoom.
Oh, that might be the case.
Yeah, it sounds like it switches. Don't tell him what.
Ben, get into the comments.
Yeah. All right. So while he does that, let me catch up on YouTube because I've missed quite a few super chats while we were going in. Torches and Pitchforks sent in another daily reparations. He said, none of those guys are socialists. Look at Boots Riley talking about the rappers. He goes hard in the paint for the cause, but you will never hear from him. Let's see. There was Andrea. I don't see it right now, but I know Andrea on YouTube was saying that Marquita is progressive. She's from Tennessee, and she was giving a shout out to Marquita. Let's see. What else we got?
Ashley Smith says she likes this show because she's always going back and forth if she agree with us.
That's good. That's good.
Hey, can I?
There you go. Welcome back.
Can I say something real quick? First off, Mondale, Ben, I love you, brothers, man, and I can't wait to the 4th so we can all get on the same page again and hate the right people, right?
No, you don't. It don't matter what date it is.
Listen, I personally, I'm being serious. Like, I'd much rather be in complete agreement, even though I know it makes for better views, right? and I believe what I'm saying. I'm not creating straw men here, right?
Right.
I do believe there's a timing aspect to a lot of our issues, but it's not wrong because this election is very important, right? I'm just a tad bit more skeptical of things because I just haven't seen anything, but I cannot wait to celebrate with Mondale all the work that he's done in the South, to like get a drink, a COVID drink with Ben Dixon after this thing is over. Well, like to actually like Mondale drinks Ace of Spades, and that ain't no broke person shit right there, right? So I'm pretty sure we'll get a bottle of Ace of Spades, and we'll be like, that's hard work, but it's well done work. But I need the 4th to come. So I need everybody watching to go vote. Hopefully y'all vote for Biden, but go vote, right? Go vote. And then I can get back to our normally scheduled hatred of them not doing anything for us, because right now I feel a little uncomfortable being the voice of dissent when it comes down to the motions right now. And no, I'm not a fan of what Cube says right now. I'm not a fan of that shit. Like, Cube needs to sit the fuck down somewhere. My thing is the hypocrisy and because eventually 2 weeks from now, the same people that we don't say anything about that are sitting up here talking about Cube, and some of them, not all of them, but some of them, same people who are talking about Cube and canceling everybody that's doing anything for Trump are going to be the same people selling y'all a goddamn pipe dream. And that's what I'm worried about.
So I want y'all to go vote. I definitely do. I think that's the most important thing to do after you like, share, and follow our Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap on Twitter. If you're watching us on Twitter, go to YouTube and also go to Facebook. And Instagram and follow us and like us. If you are on Facebook, go to YouTube and also Twitter and like and follow us. And if you're on YouTube, then go to Twitter and Facebook and like and follow us. Speaking of liking and follow, Marcus, where can people find you at?
Marcus for America, Instagram, Twitter, Marcus Farrell, Facebook, and Old Man Politic on Twitch.
Ben?
At Benjamin P. Dixon on Twitter is the best place to find me. You can find me in there. Hey.
Okay, I'm Mondale Robinson on Facebook, and I'm on the other two platforms, Twitter and Instagram, but Facebook is where I live. Holla at you, boy.
All right, folks. We got anything left? We got anything left in the bag, or we got it all out? I got a new super chat.
Can we not? One of our listeners said, Patricia said, pre-ACA, women could be charged more for health insurance than men. Pregnancy was a pre-existing condition. That's some real shit.
Yeah.
That's some real shit.
And
Donald Trump is in lawsuit right now against the ACA at court. And speaking of lawsuits, have y'all heard that, bad credit Trump is suing, he ain't paid his lawyer bills for suing Omarosa, he owed $52,000 to the lawyers. And actually, if he don't pay the bill by next week, the lawsuit gets thrown out. Yeah,
Oh man,
he's a bailer. And apparently, it's like a lot of cases that he's in court for personally, for NDAs, people not doing it, women accusing him of sexual assault or rape. All of these things are being, like, these bills haven't been paid. So it's just consistent with old bad credit Trump not paying his bills and got all these lawyers out here, just like he had contractors when he was, contractors, real estate. Tons of people say Trump never paid them before he was elected president.
Let me run this one. This from
to add on to that, Mondale, yesterday in at a town hall, not a town hall, but a rally, Trump said, he literally said, I might have to leave the country if I'm not reelected.
Yeah. He's been saying it for the past couple of days. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
I hope he does skate out. That'd be cool. Trina B on YouTube, thank you for the super chat. She said, what are we getting for our vote? And this is what I would say about this, man.
Life. We're getting life.
You don't get anything just for a vote. You only get something if you have organizing power, institutional power to put pressure on these people. And I think that's why I am more furious with somebody like Ice Cube, because he's just representative of an entire movement of self-disenfranchisement and apathy as it pertains to elections. And this is why that matters. It's because a lot of these people who come out right before elections, they disappear right after elections. Politicians don't. Politicians stay in power and they get to choose and decide what we get. So if it seems like you're not getting anything for your vote, it's really because we haven't had in a long time the institutional power to actually put pressure. We didn't get the Civil Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act just because we voted. We got it because we had the institutional power to put pressure and to get what we wanted. And my concern is, my deeply rooted concern is that this apathy that is presented as wokeness, particularly to the Black community, it is wokeness wrapped in this is apathy wrapped in the veneer of wokeness. It not only makes you self-disenfranchised, but it stops you from organizing. It stops you from galvanizing that institutional power that could actually get you something for your vote. So I don't think the right question is, and it's not to you, sister, it's just in general, it's not about what can we get for our vote. It's about what can we organize? What can we organize to leverage that vote? Otherwise,
she asked the question. Let's answer the question, because I think we answered it on the show several times. She said, what did she get for her vote? You get to live.
Yeah,
you live. Donald Trump is death. And that's not hyperbole. Under Donald Trump and COVID, 1 in every 2,000 Black person has died in this country. And they said if these rates continue, right, and if these rates continue, by the end of the year, it's going to be 1 in every 500 Black people in this country have died. So you and your loved ones get to live.
Okay, clarification, because I will make sure I heard that right. It's not 1 in 2,000 that have got infected. It's 1 in 2,000 that has died.
Say it.
No, I'm
say
that's
it.
What you're.
That's scary.
Wild.
No, that ain't wild. That's scary, bro.
That means before this is over.
It shows the disproportionality in which we are dying from this disease, especially. So Black women are dying more than white women, but Black men are dying more than anybody. I think it said we're like 40 times more likely to die.
It's just, and then here we really are talking about literal death here. We're not talking about political death. We're not talking about economic death. Like I had to tell my siblings, like the teachers are they're trying to force teachers back into the classroom. You know, I had to tell them, I said, you can come back from bankruptcy. You can't come back from death. This is really, we really living in a time where it's actual literal death. 1 out of 2,000 Black people in this country have died already from COVID-19. That's scary. That's bananas. That's scary.
And I'm trying to tell people, and let's be honest. I mean, like I'm in this chat with these brothers who are arguing that masks don't work, COVID ain't real, and I'm just like, I haven't really got time to argue with you about shit like that, because people are literally, this ain't even a game. People are literally dying, and they didn't have to. This is president playing with the mask, lying about information that he already had.
Oh no, we definitely talking about at least 175,000 people who would be alive right now. 175,000 people who would be alive right now if not for Donald Trump. Minimum. I'm spotting them 30,000.
It's why I might be playing devil's advocate, even though I believe a lot of my stuff, but I'm not going to go completely ham, because like even I'm going to say that COVID is the flu of our lifetimes, right? It's the pandemic of our lifetimes, and Trump has allowed. I mean, and it was funny because at one point black folks were sitting up here, saying, "Hey,
we ain't getting sick." Remember that shit?
Well, it was only happening. So on the flip side, Republicans were saying it's only happening in blue states.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now they getting devastated.
So the Trump administration fed into that and actually created sort of lackluster policies around that, because they ain't vote for us anyway. Let them die. Right?
They
literally
literally said that, bro. Like they were like Jared Kushner were like, "Well, deaths are only happening in Democratic states." Do you hear me? This is a senior advisor to the president who said that.
1 in 2,000
Jared
black
Kushner
folks
has a slappable face.
Yeah,
Jared Kushner has a very slappable face. You ever want to slap anybody?
Speaking of, I don't mean to cut you off. Have y'all seen that brother who thought he was gonna be okay being a leader of the Proud Boys? A black dude who was out there organizing for Proud Boys, got his 2 front teeth knocked out.
Wait, what happened? Missed this.
Bro,
wait, tell me about it.
Monday.
And the punch was like this right here. The punch was like this.
I would send it to you on. Oh wow, we got a lot of. Hang on, we got a whole lot of
over the top punch.
I'm gonna send it to you. Let me read these super chats real quick. We got a super sticker from Guillermo Duncanson. Thank you for that. We got a super chat. This is even worse. I thought it was. I thought it's 1 in 1,000. It's not 1 in 2,000. It's 1 in 1,000.
So it's got worse. There it is. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's wild, man. And then we have a super chat, another super chat from Guillermo. You got to give me the phonetic spelling of that, brother. But Duncanson, thank you so much.
Is it G-U? Spell it, babe.
It is Guillermo.
Guillermo. It is Spanish for William. What up, brother?
Guillermo.
Same name. Guillermo. Memo for short. Call him Memo for short.
Okay. Don't get me cussed out. I don't know. I don't want to get cussed out. You got me out here saying something wild.
He's gonna get me saying something wild.
I'm gonna send you Monday. I'm gonna send you this video.
What was it played?
Because I don't know how on Zoom. I suck on Zoom. So I send it to you now. But this dude, hang on, copy link. He out here talking cash money shit about hang on. Where's our chat?
So Ben is looking for our chat so he can put the video in the chat.
There it is. I sent it to you on our text message.
On our Facebook text message.
I should have sent it. Hang on, I should have sent it on Facebook. Hang on, I'm gonna send it on Facebook.
I'll send it on Facebook, man. I got you. Give me a second. Ooh, he got smacked in the face.
Bro, send what you got too. And this is why I be trying to tell black folks, y'all be playing around. Y'all can't here, I'll make you the host, Mondale. Oh, I don't want to spotlight your video. Hang on.
How y'all doing? I've been spotlighted by the host. My name is Mondale Robinson. I want to thank you all for tuning in this morning. I'm joined by the illustrious shiny head Ben and also the fedora wearing Marcus.
Nah, he had his fedora and his hoodie on today. It was a 2-for-1 special today.
No, I did not. We're not doing that. That's not true. I had a very productive conversation that didn't necessarily have the same view. Hoodie Marcus is a different human being because he'll cancel this whole shit and burn it all down.
No, he won't. We ain't let him do that.
Burn it down.
Hey, take it off of Spotlight mode because I don't know how to use Zoom.
You got to take it off yourself.
I got to do it. Oh, okay.
What are y'all doing?
There we go. Okay.
What happens is whenever you go to Zoom, whenever you set something on Spotlight mode, this is a teacher moment, not just for us, but for everybody. If you ever put people on Spotlight, every individual person has to take Spotlight off and go back to gallery.
Oh, that's horrible. Where they do that at?
It is definitely a glitch in their system. When you stop Spotlight, it should stop it in general. But that's not what happens. You have to do it individually. You guys are welcome. That's free information. Let me pull up this video there.
This is the black man who is organizing for the Proud Boys. And He didn't come back the way he went. Let's put it like that.
Hold on 1 second. Let me screen share.
Whoop that trick. Can we
Hey, what?
can we get that soundtrack going while we watch this shit? Whoop
Man.
that trick. Whoop that trick.
Well, I used to. I have nightmares about waking up without teeth, like my teeth crumbling. I don't know if you ever had those kind of nightmares. This nigga woke up with his mouth changed forever. While we do that, I'm gonna read a couple more comments for the chat.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Oh man, hey, everybody is lit right now. Rachel wants to know, Marcus, would you be offended if she said that you have a bit of a Spike Lee vibe?
Please, baby, please.
That's it.
Can y'all see my screen?
I just aged.
Yeah, we see it.
I just aged the fuck out of myself.
Hold on a second. I don't know if I shared sound. Let me stop sharing and then share the sound as well. There we go. All right, yeah, this is it.
Yep, run it.
How many tabs you got up? God damn, boy.
I work for a living.
Working very hard on getting more speakers. The website will be back up. The rally is going to be great. We're going to have police protection. Everyone's going to be protected. I'm working on everything. I've been working very hard on everything. Will no longer be any personal issues, no infighting. That's been taken care of as well and established. We are good to go.
Oh, God.
All we're going to be doing now is beating the living shit out of all the people trying to stop us. We're going to be going there, working very hard and getting more speakers. The website will be back up. The rally is going to be great.
Oh, y'all just sent me the wrong video, so we doing propaganda.
Yeah, cop the one I sent you. I sent you in Facebook. Take the one I sent in Facebook.
But this the boy right here. This little boy right here.
That's the boy. He organizing for the Proud Boys.
Oh, Bert and Ernie eyebrow having ass.
I want you to see the after effect.
Very hard and everything. Will no longer be any personal.
Hold on 1 second.
No infighting. That's been taken care of.
Shut up, boy. You voice getting on my damn nerve.
Like how you
face too.
It's so many people. How the hell?
That's what you said.
I'm looking at it now. It's just say call. Why is it doing that? Go. Okay, hang on. That's wild. That's how it's not acting right, but we're gonna get it. It's worthwhile, folks. It's worthwhile. Just hang on. I'm buying a new laptop tomorrow anyway, fellas, so we'll have this all rectified. Try that one I just sent you. It literally looks exactly the same, but
They knock out my front.
Oh my God. Hold on. He thought all that shit about we whooping ass. His mouth does not look like that's what happened. Hold on. Let me share my screen. That was just what I just saw.
That caught you off guard.
Yeah. Because I fast forward, I'm like, wait a minute, he looked different. Where you at? Come here, buddy. Here you go.
There he is.
Hold on, I don't think I shared sound. Got too
Hey,
excited.
let me read this again. You ready?
Go ahead, read it.
All right. No. Go ahead. I'll read it afterwards.
All we're going to be doing now is beating the living shit out of all the people trying to stop. They knock out my front teeth. All we're going to be doing now is beating the living shit out of all the people trying to stop. They knock out my front teeth. All we're going to be doing now is beating the living shit out of all the people trying to stop. They knock out my front teeth. All we're going to be doing now is beating the living shit out of all the people trying to stop. They knock out my front teeth.
Somebody got to drop a beat to that.
Now is beating the living shit out of all the people trying to stop. They knock out my front teeth.
I bet you his internet probably already got a song for it.
Somebody got to drop a remix on that. Marcus, you okay with it?
Man, dude looked 12 over that joint. Like he lost his baby teeth.
Oh God.
Hey, bro.
Like yo, he can whistle easy now. hey, he gonna be one of
Bro, but how much self-loathing do you have to get back on TV on a stream and admit that you got your ass beat and they knocked out? Like, I got too much self-respect to do that, bro. I'm laying low until I go see a dentist. This cat out here. Oh man, we needed that. And like the solidarity around the misery of fascists, man. Solidarity around that. We might disagree on Ice Cube, but we all agree fascists deserve to get their teeth knocked out.
I mean, but here's the thing, man. Like you the black guy out there.
They knocked out my front teeth.
Yo, first off, you the black guy out there caping for something. Like you got you got your little Dungeons and Dragons clique that you hang out now. Right? Like so you finally cool, you finally in the in crowd with somebody, right?
Listen,
hey man.
Listen, Marcus.
And you became leadership. You became
we're good to go.
In this little clique of yours. And then
we're good to go.
And you have a rally, and then at the rally, like then you plan for the fucking rally, and then you go out there because you were a leader finally, and you finally got some attention, and you might even have sex with one of these white girls that are following that shit around, thinking that shit is cool. Like you were really into it. And then you get your teeth knocked the fuck out.
Like how, bruh?
You know who knocked out his teeth? I bet you this is what his friend said. Now you see this propaganda video he was releasing at first about how they gonna whoop somebody's ass, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to his friends, the thugs knocked out his teeth. The thugs.
Hey, shout out to the thugs. The thugs.
I want to see the video. I listen. I
don't
don't
know. There is a video.
I'm not promoting violence.
Peon Spinks.
So what?
Peon Spinks.
Bro, I got more. I mean, there's all kind of. There's a close up of his mouth just full of blood. I don't know which show the blood one, but they have a close up of him getting punched, and you can literally see the tooth flying out of his mouth. I'm not lying to you. Bro. Hey, I have to find it. It's somewhere on my timeline, but black people, can I just tell you, don't align with fascists. It will not end well for you, bro. It's just, and what the beautiful thing was, it was a black man that punched him.
I guarantee it.
Knocked out his front teeth.
He probably said, "Man, get the out my face" when he was hitting him. If you don't get the out my face,
exactly, bro. So anyway, that's as good a place as any, man. Who want the last word for today?
I want YG to get the last word.
Oh, with the tooth front teeth.
That's him breathing.
Black Corvo real quick said, I'm not gonna read that. Black Corvo,
Why?
but everyone get, because I got kids in the background. Why do y'all read that?
Oh. I don't got it. Why Marcus is looking for this? Is what I want to say.
Oh, sucking off the fascist made 4 times easy.
Times easy.
Look,
that's from the super chat.
Look, can we end on this?
What you got?
I just want to play a little bit of it. We do not own the rights to this music.
Woke up one morning and heard this weird ass motherfucker talking out the side of his neck. Me and all my peoples, we always thought he was straight. Influential motherfucker when it came to the business.
What is?
Wait for it.
Since we know how you really feel, it's how we feel. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck
The
Donald.
legend. Nipsey. The legend.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
YG, baby. That's YG.
Oh man.
Is that? I thought Nipsey was on that thing with YG.
He is.
Okay.
He is. That song go hard. He's.
Oh. Sunless Sentinel says communists get helicopter rides. Hope you guys are ready. Bruh, if you anything like homeboy who ain't got no 2 front teeth at this point, I really hope you ready. You don't want the smoke, man.
You talking about get helicopter rides? You know how much I love helicopters? Dumbass.
All right, fellas.
But you know what he's referring to though, right?
Yeah, he's talking
the dirty war.
Pinochet.
Yeah, the dirty war. Like what is it called? Like what is it? Like what's the dirty war in Spanish? How do you say it? La sucia. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you how to say it. Y'all, that was somebody threatening to kill us.
Yeah, basically.
In Argentina, that's what he was talking about.
Bruh, if you see how we go,
he thought we didn't read. I guess he thought we didn't read books.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. He thought he was.
Oh, is it La Gora? What is it? La Gora, La Sucia Gora? Oh, it don't matter. My phone died, so it ain't
I think I've had the Second Amendment conversation enough on here. Like, don't worry up on me. So, like, you online, bro. Like, you see me in person, you no. That's all.
Just don't. I mean,
I'm not even trying to encourage violence, but no, I ain't worried about that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, here's my thing. I live in America as a black man, so every day is a threat to my life. So, and that ain't me trying to be hard ass. That's the fact that this country's been trying to kill us since we got here.
Yeah, no, like that. You know, matter of fact, it doesn't even scare me. More so, it's kind of amusing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. No.
I got kids. I guarantee you one thing. I'm going home to my kids. So read between the lines.
He talking about a helicopter, right? He gonna throw me out the helicopter.
Damn.
Do you even own a helicopter, homeboy? Do you even own a helicopter?
Breathing out of his mouth. I promise you, he's a nostril breather. I'm gonna put sugar on.
Hey man, we ought to do a collection of videos of these fascists crying and getting their ass beat. We should just do a compilation of that and play that on the show on a regular basis. And we will always conclude with, "They knocked out my 2 front teeth."
Right. You gotta play the cause first of all. Before you play the effect, you gotta play the cause.
Yeah, exactly.
All we're gonna do is whoop some ass. They knocked out my 2 front teeth.
Montco Shire said, "Hey, his theme song is All I Want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth." And that's as good as any place. All right, fellas, I'm gonna get out here and get this day going. The sun is out. I'm gonna go out here and do this podcast real quick.
Yeah. Hey Ben, I watch your show.
Man?
Did you know that I watch your show? I'm not a Patreon person yet, but I subscribe to your show. Did you know that?
Appreciate it, man.
I subscribe, but I'm not a Patreon either. But I do super chats every now and then.
See, you did come through with that super chat that Saturday. I was like, oh boy, Mundell really do be drinking the Ace of Spades.
How much was it? No, you know what? I'm
gonna put the bad business out there. We appreciate the contribution to my children's ice cream fund. I appreciate it. All right,
you know, Trick love the kids.
Trick love the kids. That was my theme song
Drop
for years,
the top
bro.
and let the sunshine in. The wood grain, let the thickest spin.
Boy, what happened to Trick, man? I know we try to go, but
they got lupus, man.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh man.
But Trick started investing more out of rapping into his restaurants.
That's what he's doing now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's a good move.
Listen, I like Trick and Trina together. I mean, when they do their little radio show, man.
He got a radio show, yeah.
Yeah, the radio show is pretty dope.
He was going in on her ass. She was talking about supporting Trump. Trick went in on her ass.
I got to see that. I didn't know he was doing a radio show.
The opposite world in politics, where the dynamics between Trick and Trina, but I'll let people watch that one on their own and make up their own mind.
What show is that?
Oh, like they have a morning show. I think you can find it online. They have a morning show, so y'all don't need to watch that at all until
this episode is over.
Until this episode. I think that show come on at night online. It's a morning show, but it come on at night.
That's right.
hey, y'all saw my ass. I was about to say, no, for real, it's at night.
That ain't even the real Florida sun you see in that video. That's a green screen.
That's a green screen. Yeah,
it's called Trick and Trina in the morning, but it's at night.
In the night.
Late in the night.
Hey, bro, just for good measure, man. Just for good measure. The best way to close the show. Play that cause and effect just one more time. This black man thought he was doing something.
What we're gonna be doing now is beating the living shit out of all the people trying to stop. They knock out my front teeth. All we're gonna be doing now is beating the living shit out of all the people trying to stop. They knock out my front teeth. All we're gonna be doing now is beating the living shit out of all the people trying to stop.
Hey man, we need Sway, the remix guy, to get on that one, bro.
We just need to start our show with that every time. Every.
You on mute, Mundell.
They really knocked his teeth out. Bro. That's a different shirt. I just looked at it. That's a different shirt and a different day. Yeah, he got the shadow of the sun is in a different spot. He didn't got his teeth knocked out for real.
Bro.
He did all that planning and handled. Look, he fixed all the infighting to go get his teeth knocked out.
That man. God
He
bless
go
him.
back to Dungeons and Dragons. I'm telling you, like he in the wrong game, bro.
Bruh, it's a wrap.
I know what happened the next day.
What's that?
He went and signed up for Tybo classes.
How you 40 years old taking
trying to kick knowledge?
Trying to kick knowledge. You like 44 taking Tybo.
Tybo.
That was a good line. That was a good line.
It was.
How you
Jay-Z came back there. He was like, he's like, what did he say? Smart enough, Nas? He said, what you trying to kick knowledge?
All right, fellas.
Yeah.
I'm trying to end the show 3 times, but we still kicking it. Y'all, what else y'all got? I'll stay. What y'all got?
Listen, first.
I gotta
go. I see Mondale brought back the Jay-Z thing. We're not gonna do that today, but that was very good. That was a very good callback there, Mondale. Very good
listen,
callback.
Here's what I would say. I will say, our audience and you guys believe that Nas won. I believe Jay-Z won. So I'm willing to concede that y'all are wrong.
Wait 1 second. So, America, I just wanted to let you know that Mondale Robinson doesn't care about you. But I stand with the viewers of the Clickbaity Morning Show, and I care about your needs and your wants. And whatever you need and want, I have your back.
Ben made me the host. I can mute your ass, motherfucker. Ben made me the host. I'm muting you.
Hey, you see how that works? You know what? That was slick.
You let a nigga get power, boy. Give him a little power.
Power. Yeah,
and he go out there and get his
Beanie Mondale is over there trying to take power away.
Marcus, that's the punch right there, Marcus.
Oh, pull it up. Put it on the screen, bro. You can see the tooth falling out.
That's how he lost his teeth. The day he lost his teeth is right there.
Like, bro. And you literally can see the tooth flying out of his mouth.
Oh, yeah. You can see the white boy trying to save him. And you see that black fist perfectly carved over like it's a perfect Mr. Miyagi punch, too. It's like he's been sanding the floor waiting for this day. Sand the floor. Wow. Sand the floor.
Bang.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's great.
So in case people don't know, there's no quarter for fascists no matter what race you are. You might can get away with being a neoliberal black, but you can't get away being a fascist, neo-fascist black person. So there's no quarter.
Wait, pause. So you can punch Nazis, you can punch fascists, but you can't punch neoliberals.
No.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Now I guess my question
we
is,
get them out of power.
Gotta ask the question.
Yeah, what's the question?
Is it because neoliberals accidentally do good things every now and then?
No,
it's because their policies are trash. They're not trash. Like if you a fascist, you trash.
If you're a fascist, you actively want the destruction of entire groups of people, like literal, not economic destruction, which neoliberals are tacitly okay with. They're okay with economic destruction. I think we can agree with that. But fascists actually want to kill you. You get your teeth knocked out, bro.
Can you punch racists?
Absolutely.
How far are we try to take this on air? We're like, this is recording live. Like,
I'm not sitting up here saying to go punch racists.
Okay.
Yes.
I won't bat an eye if somebody got their teeth knocked out. Is that the question?
Well, I guess
you say nigga, you deserve to get smashed. Next. What's the next question? I'm gonna fill this survey.
Hey, so wait a minute. So
we got the
Clickbaity focus group. We are allowed to punch. You're allowed to punch racists, fascists.
I think you have a moral obligation to punch fascists.
Racist, fascist. What else?
Sexist.
Sexist.
Anybody one of them ises?
If you suffer from an ism, then
you deserve to be chopped. You gotta knock the ism out of them. Knock the ism out of them. You see the shoulder?
So they just face and race.
That's it.
Oh man, y'all are wild, boy. I got one more super chat.
We are wild.
This is the last Guillermo Duncanson. Thank you for the super chat. Guillermo. Okay. Only my second language is
Español ahora.
English is my second language. My first language is
Negro.
My first yeah.
I'm with you.
Who's willing to go to court and demand 25th Amendment on the 40 on number 45? I don't think the court's not really involved in that, but he should be 25th. He should be 25th. I'll be honest with you, like since we're still here, I think we should change our entire system. We need a parliamentarian system, man, because we can't afford to be stuck with a president for 4 years.
I literally would have argued that away like before this president, but right now,
yeah, all the more.
We need a vote of confidence.
No vote of confidence, bro.
Well, we need
snap
a
election.
And we also need a representative Senate, and I think our Senate needs to be representative of population, because this whole senator.
I got my research over here doing research. Your boy who got his teeth knocked out, he's from Ethiopia.
Oh,
bro, why?
Hey, that nigga just stepped on my Jordans. He just stepped on my Jordans. He just clean like my brand new Jordans. That dude.
I gotta go. I gotta work. I can't deal with y'all. We about to get canceled. Canceled.
Why you do that though?
For y'all that don't know what that move between Ben and Walkers is about, it's about the ongoing slaughter in Ethiopia, where they're killing the dark-skinned Ethiopians, and they themselves are not calling themselves black.
I wouldn't talk about that, but I know what you're referencing.
Yeah, I'm trying to clean up them odds y'all just gave.
Yeah, no, I would. No, my thing is, brother. Of all of just how you be so uninformed, like what you got, it takes a lot to be a black fascist. It takes a lot of cognitive dissonance to do that. So you said he's
right.
Like to me, it compounded it. When you say he's Ethiopian, I'm like, wait, how does that even compute? But anyway, I think we got one more super chat.
Hey, yeah,
I love y'all.
You ignoring your boy?
Torches. I'm not ignoring. Torches and pitchforks. He just got back in there.
Torches and pitchforks coming back through.
He said, this is actually a $10 super chat because Ben hates my white money. But this is the best morning show in the business. We feel you, man. We appreciate it. We're going to say goodbye here because if not, we're going to be here for hour 3. And, we all got work to do.
Yes, we do. Peace, y'all.